Trap 8. We're getting there. Not listening to your intuition. So it's easy to ignore the feelings and ideas that pop up, especially in the busyness of every day. And connecting with yourself is really important because we have this whole internal guidance system that we can rely on for guidance and support. And if we're not listening and connected, you might just end up making life harder than it needs to be, and you're cutting yourself off from a massive resource. Maybe you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, and you don't know how to connect in with your inner guidance system. And there are so many ways to connect, and you just need to find what works for you. It's about getting out of your head and into your body. Our conscious mind only equates to about 5% of our total capacity, and yet we insist on spending so much time inside our own head trying to figure stuff out when we're only tapping into 5% of our capacity. Yet we have this amazing ability to use intuition and knowing, which is instantaneous. You know, have you ever forgotten something and you kept focusing on it, trying to remember, and you just couldn't, no matter what you did? And then as soon as you just let it go, the answer popped into your head? Or have you done something even though you had this feeling but it wasn't right, and you did it anyway, and guess what? Your intuition was right, that gut feeling that you had in the first place. And if you listened, you would have saved yourself all of that heartache. Well, that's what I'm talking about. So how do you get better at listening to your body, listening to your intuition, this internal guidance system? Let's look at some of the ways that you can try this. So meditation is great, and that might or might not be for you, and that's okay. For me, it really just is giving me a quiet moment, whether that's going for a walk on my own, not listening to anything, not doing anything, just letting my mind slow down and be at peace, being present with what I can see, hear, and smell, taking it all in, just being as I wander around. It could be sitting in the sun for 5 minutes with your eyes closed and just being, just quietening your mind. You might want to listen to a relaxation recording while you're having a bath, or watching the clouds float by in the sky. You could even just sit and play with an animal or a baby. You may also find that most of the things that are on your list of things that you love to do are also ways that you can get out of your own head and just be in the moment and simply enjoy. That doesn't seem too hard, does it? A little trick that you can practice is if it feels light or heavy. So when you wake up and you're going to work and you're not looking forward to it and you're feeling really heavy and everything's an effort, as opposed to when you wake up excited to do something that you love and it's easy and you bound out of bed and there's more ease and flow. It feels different in your body, right? That's your internal guidance system working. So your internal guidance is programmed to bring joy, to lead you along your highest and best path with flow. And there's a bunch of different books that you could read about this. I love Ask and It's Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. But let's pretend that you've got an opportunity to take a new job and you're not sure which way to choose. What you can do is just think about this new job and what it entails and notice how you feel. Then think about staying in the existing job and notice how that feels. Which one feels lighter? And make that choice. Simple. There's something to be aware of, which also does take more practice. And you need to notice when your fear, doubts, negative beliefs, etc. are at play when you're using this light and heavy. So with this example of choosing the new job or sticking with the old one, if you had, say, fear of failure popping up, then when you thought about the new job, straight away it might feel heavy because of the fear. So you need to look past that, and you can just ask yourself, what's this popping up? If that wasn't there, what would this new job feel like? So fear, anger, hate, blame, shame, regret, guilt, jealousy, they're all just distractions. And these distractions have been created by you based on your past experiences, the baggage that you're holding on to, which gets triggered when you come across a scenario that reminds your unconscious mind of a past experience. These distraction emotions stop you from seeing clearly. So acknowledging them when they pop up and then looking past them and seeing what else is there. If you're not already doing work to create new beliefs that support you to let go of the old trauma and crap, then that would be a great thing to do. The more that you let go of, the cleaner and clearer listening to this guidance system becomes, and it will assist you to find true clarity. When you continue to ignore your internal guidance system, it tends to get louder and louder until you just can't ignore it anymore. And the body is a great example of this. At first you might feel some tightness in your body, which you ignore. You keep going through your busy day. After all, you've got things to get done, right? Then the pain becomes more constant and maybe starts to spread as well. You still ignore it because you just need to get these things done. You don't have time for pain right now. Pain gets louder. Now it throbs even when you're lying down. And you still get out of bed in the morning and keep soldiering on. You keep doing this until your body says, no more. And now the pain becomes so severe that you have to stay in bed. You have no choice anymore. Now, because your body has had to scream so loudly to get your attention, it also takes way longer for you to recover. And if you just listened in the first place, rested for the day, maybe you wouldn't have ended up bedridden. Or maybe it was just a 5-minute break and a stretch that you needed. Another example is being in a relationship with someone and it's all new. You're getting to know each other and you really like this person. You've been looking for the right person for so long, and then one day they do something or say something that just doesn't sit right with you, and you feel it in your body, However, you let your mind talk you around. They didn't mean it. It wasn't anything major. They said sorry. And you ignore your intuition and you stay. More time goes by. And now lots of little things are happening that don't feel right. But you've put so much into the relationship now, and they're really nice most of the time. So again, you ignore your intuition. We can see where this is going, right? How far down the track do you need to go before you listen to the screams of your intuition that is telling you that this isn't right? Is it the little disrespectful remarks? Is it when they start to put you down and make you feel bad about yourself, or worse? Remember, your guidance system wants to guide you to joy, love, happiness. So start listening. So your exercise here is to start to practice. So pick an activity off your things I love to do list and think about doing that. Really being in it, how it makes you feel. Just notice the feeling. Then think about the stuckness you have in your life and notice how that feels instead. Can you notice that one feels heavy and the other feels light and easy? So keep playing with a few other things in your life. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Then when you do have a big decision to make, you'll know you can really rely on the process because you've done it so many times before. So life is much easier when you're in flow and you're connected to yourself. So take those moments to connect to self and make sure that you're on track, and make small adjustments along the way, because that's way easier than having to get miles down the road and then make a big U-turn and come all the way back to get back on track. So have some fun with that, and I'll talk to you again soon.